guys, welcome back to my channel. By the way, I am Ginny Solis from BSF English. So here today, I will discuss to you about the Code of Ethics, Article 2, the State and the Teacher. Before we proceed to our discussion, let me present to you our objectives. So at the end of this lesson, viewers are expectedly first describe how the Code of Ethics can help or guide a teacher in the day-to-day performance or task of his work, hence resulting to a good teacher. Second, demonstrate understanding of the key provision of the Code of Ethics and become familiar with the responsibilities of a professional teacher. And for effective, appreciate the importance of teachers' Code of Ethics and its application to the students. So we all know that an individual code of ethics comes into play in everyday situation the teacher experience, such as when an influential parent asks for special favors for his child, while dealing with an imprudent student or an impertinent remark, while dealing with colleagues or at any point while performing the daily duties of the job. All sections and responses are a function of a personal code of ethics, which is the foundation for differences in teachers' styles of dealing with students and school-related situations. As well-defined code of ethics will help you negotiate difficult times during the life of your career. It allows you to decipher the right thing to do based on your current perspective and to take responsibility for and stand by your decision. So in this article, there are 8 sections that will be thoroughly discussed in this pre-recorded video. Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers Preamble. So before we proceed to Article 1, let me read to you the preamble first. As it says, teachers are duly licensed professionals who possess dignity and reputation with high moral values as well as technical and professional competence. In the practice of their noble profession, they strictly adhere to, observe, and practice this set of ethical and moral principles, standards, and values. So in everyday life, you are confronted with challenges to do the right thing. When you are faced with professional decisions that seem to have ethical implication, there are conditions and provision of the Code of Ethics that will guide you to determine the best action. Teachers have the responsibility to push their learners to their full potential and to develop their personality. Teachers have great influence in the lives of their learners. They are expected to be professionally competent in the practice of their profession. Moreover, they need also to possess good reputation not only in the school but in the entire community. Having this big responsibility in the learning environment, teacher must be guided by this document which comprehensively discuss the different expectations from a teacher. Now let's proceed to section 1. The schools are nurseries of the future citizens of the state. Each teacher is trustee of the cultural and educational heritage of the nation and is under obligation to transmit to learners such heritage as well as to elevate national morality, promote national pride, cultivate love of country, instill allegiance to the Constitution and for all duty constituted authorities, and promote obedience to the laws of the state. The schools are in fact regarded as a state's child care facilities. Plants are typically grown in the nurseries where they are given enough light, water, and nutrients to grow until they are mature enough to be grown elsewhere. Schools are compared to nurseries because every child in every state attends school to receive the education and preparation they need to grow up to be contributing members of society. In addition, cultural norms and values are taught in schools along with knowledge and literacy skills to the next generation. As a result, a man's time in school is among the most crucial points that molds him as a whole. Therefore, educators are the country's stewards of cultural and educational heritage. It is expected that teachers have a duty to pass along such heritage to their students in order to foster patriotism and love for the nation. National morality must be elevated, national pride must be promoted, and patriotism must be fostered through the schools, the homes of the future citizens. So by doing this, educators can create citizens who are nationalistic and extremely proud of their Filipino heritage. Section 2. Every teacher or school official shall actively help carry out the declared policies of the state and shall take an oath to this effect. So teachers should also actively help carry out the declared policies of the state. They must fully support state initiatives and disseminate information about them. Teachers are required to continuously support government initiatives like earthquake drill, the war on drugs, deworming, and dengue vaccination. Whatever the case, respect for and obedience to teachers are crucial. The duty of teachers to implement state policies cannot be compared to that of any other government employees. It is always the teachers who are the frontliners and will always give the best to fully understand every programs and strategies of the government, whether it is about educating people, uplifting how to programs, ensuring safety and or public service. Nobody could deny the fact that how teachers have always been on the go to likely implement the every campaigns of the Republic, even if it is at worst would risk their lives. Section 3. In the interest of the state and the Filipino people as much of his own, every teacher shall be physically, mentally, and morally fit. So, satisfactorily, it is therefore a must that teachers are physically, mentally, and morally fit for them to carry out and serve best their clienteles. They have to be mentally healthy and emotionally well. Authorities should not be hiring potential liabilities in their group. Having a mental ill teacher is not appropriate in the profession, as such will just give a psychological turmoil to learners, for it will develop fear, misbehavior, and unpleasant relations with learners and parents. For Section 4, every teacher shall possess and actualize a full commitment and devotion to his duty. So, in order to actualize the vision and mission of the department, teachers should possess an attitude of working very hard to do or support something. Full commitment and devotion to duty is expected from a teacher. To develop this, the department has instituted its accountability among its work fellows. Teachers are role model. So, as in this case, they have to be exemplars of working performance, work ethics, and work attitudes. Factors affecting and would likely diminish teaching profession as perceived by many should be avoided by practitioners in the field. For Section 5, a teacher shall not engage in the promotion of any political, religious, or other partisan interests and shall not directly or indirectly solicit, require, collect, or receive any money, service, other valuable material from any person or entity for such purposes. In the case of politics and affiliation, any teacher shall not engage in the promotion of any political, religious, or other partisan interests. For Section 6, every teacher shall vote and shall exercise all other constitutional rights and responsibilities. So each shall vote and shall exercise all other constitutional rights and responsibilities. Anyone is prohibited from influencing others to do something using force or threats to join any group's activities. Nobody should use his position to coerce any person to any political events. For Section 7, a teacher shall not use his position or official authority or influence to coerce any other person to follow any political course or action. As appropriate, teachers enjoy freedom to attend church and worship but should not use their position to encourage others, especially their students. True enough, position cannot be used to convert others. Respect for one's belief is necessary and much more indispensable to favoring personal achievement. There are some who would use their position to invite others to attend their religious gatherings and would also ask their colleagues and students to eventually go on with conversation. So, encouraging others, especially your subordinates, is unethical, more likely if that is very involuntary. So, teachers should avoid engaging themselves into such doing. And for the last section, Section 8, every teacher shall enjoy academic freedom and shall have the privilege of sharing the product of his researches and investigation. provided that if the results are inimical to the declared policies of the state, they shall be drawn to the proper authorities for appropriate remedial action. So, academic freedom of teacher means that the teacher is not just teaching because of the salary they got monthly, but also obliged to modified learning. So therefore, teacher has the right to modify or expand their learning, not just depend everything on the content of the curriculum. So, in the practice of teaching profession, all teachers shall enjoy academic freedom. Teachers have the privileges to expound their knowledge. They can pursue professional advancement studies and even do research and investigation. But then again, if discoveries of knowledge are disparaging and will cause many lives into danger, then it should be submitted to the proper authorities. So overall, a professional teacher should possess technical skills, social skills, and personal qualities. A teacher is essentially a role model for students in terms of appropriate personal grooming, attire, communication style, and content, and teamwork with coworkers. A professional teacher needs to be of very high moral character and temperament. A radiant, appealing, impressive personality, appearance, refinement, pleasant manners, industry, and enthusiasm have historically been preferred in the profession. Additionally, it is best to stay away from neurotic teacher who might instill fear, trepidation, and worry in the classroom. A teacher should have good mental health and physical. Moreover, a professional teacher should not be quiet, retreating, and introverted. Likewise, it is a must that teacher is professionally efficient with due devotion towards teaching, mastery over subjects, and fair knowledge of current affairs. Furthermore, teachers should continuously engage to professional training and is accountable. So that ends of my discussion today, and I hope you have learned something. Thank you for listening, and once again, this is Ginny, your discussant for today. Thank you and God bless all.